So, welcome back to another video. This is TeamOverclocked, and today we're going to be going over a $300 gaming PC build for February and March 2017. This PC is going to be great for playing lighter first-person shooters like CSGO and Overwatch at 1080p ultra settings at about 60 FPS, and it can dabble in some higher end games like Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare at around 1080p medium to high settings at some very playable frame rates. Now, with the benchmarks out of the way, let's get right into the gaming PC. For the CPU, we have the PENTIUM G4400 for $57. It is a dual-core CPU with a healthy clock speed of 3.3 GHz and is based on Intel's Skylake architecture. Since this does not have 4 threads, it might be a little weaker for CPU-intensive titles, but it should provide a better overall gaming experience than the AMD CPU counterparts. And along with that, this CPU should allow you to upgrade to a Skylake or Kaby Lake i5 or i7 later on, which current AMD CPUs cannot offer. For the motherboard, I went with the ASROCK H110M-HDS for $47. This has everything you need with 2 RAM slots, 4 SATA ports, and USB 3.0 headers. It also features Intel's consumer-based H110 chipset, so for a budget build like this one, this should be a great fit. Next up, for the RAM, we have the Team Elite 8GB set for $51. It is a pretty basic 1-stick set that is clocked at 2133 MHz. 8GB should be enough for playing all the latest games at pretty good settings and frame rates, and it should allow for some lighter video editing. And along with that, since this is only 1 stick, you can throw in another one later to get a total of 16GB of RAM. Now for the hard drive, I went with the Western Digital AVGP 250GB hard drive for only $17. This is an extremely basic hard drive that spins at 5400 RPM and has 8 MB of cache. Now, 250GB is a little bit too small for most gamers, but for budget and gamers, this should be fine. And upgrading storage is pretty easy these days anyways, as you just have to connect a new SATA plug along with a new SATA power connector, which is not difficult at all. For the graphics card, I went with the ASUS RX 460 for $99. This is a great little powerhouse since it is clocked at 1.24 GHz, has 2 GB of GDDR5 VRAM, and a low TDP of 75 watts. Since this needs only 75 watts of power, you won't need any external power connectors, which is nice to see, and for gaming purposes, this should be able to run all the latest and greatest games at 1080p medium to high settings at very playable frame rates. And last but not least, we have the case, which is the LOGISYS CS206BK for $34. This isn't an impressive case by any means, but it does have 5 3.5-inch drive bays along with a couple USB 2 ports and some audio jacks. The main selling point of this case is that it includes a 480 watt power supply with this unit, which should be enough to power this PC since it only requires 250 watts of power to run. but I would highly recommend that you guys buy a cheaper EVGA PSU to replace the one in this case if you have something like an extra 25 to 30 bucks. But for now, that is not necessary. So there is a PCPartPicker link in the description down below. And yeah guys, that's all for today. If you liked the video, please go overclock the like button. If you didn't like it, please dislike this video and subscribe for more content like this. And I will see you guys in the next one.